Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Balls Out Sports Podcast. I'm Remy. This is my co-host Jerry, and as usual, we are here to talk sports. So, with the World Series game being last night, Game 4 of the World Series, Rangers going ahead 3-1 in the series, going home. Well, what are your thoughts on the World Series? Let's jump right into that.
They put a beating on those boys last night. It got bad. I think I watched like the first like 4 innings, and then I had to change the channel. I think it was like 5-0 in the first inning.
Right. That's when I got a text from you, and I was like, all right, I got to put this game on. I can't miss too much of it before I put it on. And
Bro, they switched their pitchers so many times just because they was up. But the Diamondbacks started to come back towards the end, but the Rangers just got, like I said last episode, the Rangers just got they're deep with their pitchers. They got good guys in the bullpen. So I'm expecting them to close it up tonight. Hopefully. It was some really controversial stuff happening in I think it was Game 3.
with the umps?
The umps missed a call. I think it's a possibility. I'm not gonna say it changed the whole game, like it should be tied, but it could be a tied series right now. But when the umps missed a call in the bottom of the ninth, the pitcher had pitched and it was a clear ball for ball 4. And it was so clear that
the bottom left one?
Yeah, it was so clear
yeah.
that even bro, like he threw his bat down and he started to walk to first base.
He was taking the guards off of his legs.
Yeah.
He was ready to go to first base.
The ump was like, "No, come back."
You going the wrong way. You got to go back to the dugout.
Bro, that was such like a clear call to miss because it was clearly like out of the strike zone. Even when they showed it, the replay, like it was like, nah, that's bad. So that was a real game changer, and then it could, if you think about it, it really could have shifted. It really kind of shifted the whole momentum of the whole series because you see what happened in Game 4. It started off 5-0.
Right. So I've been wondering why they don't, just because of how small the margin of error is in baseball. Mm-hmm. Why don't they go to electronic refs? You know, I'm not the biggest follower of baseball, so I don't know if there's like something about the refs that's like iconic, kind of like the chains in football.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it would just be so much better to just have, you know, a little green light that pops up if it was a strike or red one if it was a ball. And
I feel like baseball is very slow when it comes to like evolution of the game.
right,
It's
technology-wise.
Yeah, it's like very slow because they barely even like review plays. Like, because you know how like they review plays in the NBA and they review plays in the NFL. They barely do that in baseball. And then just recently they added the pitch clock. Like that hasn't always been the thing. So it's like
Right, that wasn't to advance anything. That was just to make the game go faster.
Yeah.
There's people taking too much time and just fans complaining about 4.5 hour long baseball games.
And I've been to a few baseball games this year. They're still long, bro. There's times where I've shown up to a Twins game like top of the 4th, and I'm still at the game for like 2.5 hours. It's bad. But like baseball, even the people I be going with, they're like, it's for me it's enjoyable. I like baseball, but people be saying like, you can't go to a baseball game unless you get drunk. It's not enjoyable unless you get drunk.
So the way it was explained to me when I was in high school, I remember asking a buddy if he would rather watch the Super Bowl or Game 7 of the World Series. And he was like, well, that's not a fair question. I'm a baseball fan. Any baseball fan would say Game 7 of the World Series. And to people who follow other sports, that's ridiculous. But the baseball fans definitely still appreciate the game and are going to appreciate it no matter how long the games last.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's an upside to it. But I'm glad the pitch clock is a thing. You know, it's kind of like the 15 seconds at the free throw line.
Oh yeah. Nah, it's 9.
You get 9 seconds
it's
at the free throw
9.
line?
Yep.
Oh.
Or is it 12? I think it's 12. I don't think it's 15 though. I think it's like 9 or 12, something like that. But it's Cause I remember one time Giannis was at the free throw line and Westbrook started counting. He was so mad at the refs. He was like, I gotta count that, and he started counting out loud. He was like 1, 2, 3.
Damn, the ref was probably just like listening to Westbrook, like, So, yeah. Anything else you want to touch on for baseball wise?
Just for the sake of like me for competitiveness and seeing like good series and games, I want the Diamondbacks to win tonight. But I think the Rangers just got a lot of momentum that I see them closing it out tonight.
Right, and plus they're going back home.
Yep, they're going home.
So, they have 2 chances with home field advantage to close it out.
Mm-hmm.
Get the dub, get the first championship of the franchise.
Yep.
In front of the home fans. So yeah, whichever way it goes tonight, I'll be happy. Yeah, I'd be happy to see it go another game, but I predicted the Diamondbacks to win this at the beginning, and it's not looking too hot right now. But we'll see if they can, make it an interesting series.
Yeah.
Get one more game. Yeah, what do you want to talk about next? NFL, NBA?
Yeah, let's go NFL.
First thing I want to talk about this weekend, honestly, I'm looking down in my notes. Yeah, I was taking notes about the Vikings.
Yep.
And I got into the second half, I'm taking notes. I'm like, well, okay, this is the Packers, so you're not facing the 49ers again, but this NFL team, and you're able to score 14 points in the first minute, 45 seconds of the second half.
Yeah.
And then Kirk Cousins goes down.
Kirk Cousins, man.
And yeah, so as a non-Vikings fan, how did you see that? Is it similar to the Aaron Rodgers thing that you went through, or
very similar? But I feel like, well, actually, yeah, it's pretty close.
I think
there
there's
was
not that much hype.
It was high hopes for both teams though, like this season, because especially with y'all, because y'all have been doing pretty good these past couple seasons, and then you got Justin Jefferson. He was projected to be like in MVP conversation this season, but they've been struggling there. And then with us, yeah, it was pretty much the same thing. Our defense was getting hyped up, and then we got A-Rod, and they're like, oh, our offense is going to do what it do. Now it's just, but I would say we probably have more hype just because it's almost a whole new, not a whole new team, but a team that hasn't been doing well. And now we finally got like our guy.
Historically hasn't been doing well.
Yeah.
I feel that. I was gonna talk about 2 things. The first one is, the Jets. It was like after y'all got Rodgers, it was it's Super Bowl guaranteed. Like even if it's not this first season, like we gonna get a Super Bowl with this great team and a Hall of Fame quarterback. So that's why I think that one was maybe just a little bit more devastating to the fan base wise.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is Kirk Cousins, he gets hate sometimes.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny. I can't remember who, I saw someone point out that before Kirk Cousins gets hurt, it's like, Kirk isn't the answer for anything. He's not the answer in Minnesota. But as soon as he gets hurt, everyone's like, well, Minnesota is fucked without Kirk. There's nothing you can do without Kirk. So what do you think that is? How can he at the same time be that guy where it's like, he's not taking you there, but at the same time that guy that's like, okay, but without him you're nothing.
It goes back to that one episode where we were talking about how when I said it's always somebody you got to put the blame on, it's easiest to blame him. But in reality they know when they win it's because of Kirk Cousins. You feel me?
Right. Though those big games we were like, damn, Justin Jefferson 120 yards, but it's like, but Kirk Cousins 4 touchdowns, 320 yards.
Exactly.
Like he played well against the Packers before he went down. He played very well against San Francisco.
Yep.
So Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing him for the rest of the season.
Nah, he's done.
And with the ways Achilles go, it could also be part of next season.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of time it's going to take him to recover. But yeah, I just want to get off this topic, man. That shit got me hurting. Not too happy about that. So in the NFL, any teams you want to touch on? Any scores that kind of shocked you, or performances that you were happy about or disappointed in?
I like the Broncos Chiefs game. It was good, but I don't think it means too much for Denver. But that's good. That's good for them, getting out of that little slump. They lost 15 straight to the Chiefs?
Yeah, this was Pat's first loss to Denver.
That's crazy. But you never know. I don't think it'll mean much for like a playoff push or anything like that. The Chiefs though,
So you don't think this lowers the Chiefs' chance to get that number 1 seed in the AFC, and it doesn't hire?
Oh yeah, for sure. But for the Broncos, I don't think it means much. But for the Chiefs, this is a big loss because it's the Broncos, and it's like
right. It's in division.
You have the number one. He's projected at number 1 for MVP right now, Mahomes, and y'all are also the favorites to go to win the chip this year, right? So y'all losing to the Broncos. That's not a good look. But he didn't have a bad performance though, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, if we're talking MVP pushes, I want to talk about Tua against the Patriots this past week.
Yeah.
30 to 17. 30, yeah. He was in the 30s to 17, I believe.
Tua.
Yeah, final score 31.
Oh,
there you go.
31-17.
31-17. Had himself a game.
30 for 45.
There you go. Tyreek Hill obviously passed that 1,000-yard mark.
Yep.
Fastest guy to pass that mark.
Week 8.
And the same way that Justin Jefferson depends on Kirk Cousins, and any wide receiver depends on their quarterback.
Yeah.
Tua got to be able to sling it, 45 yards downfield to Tyreek, 20 yards downfield to Tyreek.
Yes, sir.
And Waddle.
He got 1 pick.
So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Tua after this season. I think he could
possibly MVP.
He could possibly get his first MVP this season. He was in the running. He was top 2, top 3, however you look at it, last year before multiple concussions, derailed that push. But I really like Tua. That's all I got to say about that.
Top 3, Tua, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes.
That's going to be 3 scary guys for the upcoming future. It's them, Joe Burrow, Lamar. Those are your MVP candidates every year.
Lamar's definitely top 5. Josh Allen. I think if you were to go like wide receiver route, people were talking about Tyreek Hill. I think you could throw AJ Brown in there too.
Absolutely.
He's been going crazy.
Absolutely. He had a $130 against Washington. Had to come back against, not come back. They were leading Washington, but
yeah,
I thought Washington was going to come back just because they just seem to always have an answer for everything that the Eagles were doing. It
seems like this year is like the teams that's not really all that good, they seem to be having like their best games of the year against the Eagles. Like how the Jets beat the Eagles. That was our best game of the season. Mm-hmm. Everybody, all the teams that's not really that nice, they had their best game against the Eagles.
So now we got to look at the rest of the schedule for the Eagles. What are you hoping for? Are you hoping for good teams then on the rest of your schedule?
But they do have some good teams that they got to face coming up. The Eagles.
There you go. So, yeah. If they've been playing well against the good teams, then yeah, I have complete faith in that offensive
Cowboys
line. The only thing that I noticed that was, an asterisk, maybe a hiccup, is for the first time I saw the Eagles miss a tush push, the brotherly shove.
For real?
It was fourth and I can't remember if it was 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, but it was 4th and 1. They were on the 1-yard line. They were trying to score, and they gave it back to Philly, or Philly gave it back to Washington on their own 1-yard line. So yeah, but I guess if you're gonna miss one of those, might as well be on the other guy's 1 yard line where you can potentially pin him back for a safety or something like that.
Yep. They got the Cowboys coming up this week, Eagles, and then they got a bye week. Then they got the Chiefs.
So these are gonna be good test weeks for all three of those teams because Eagles and Cowboys are definitely fighting for that number 1 spot in the NFC with the 49ers. And Chiefs, they gotta watch out. They gotta watch out in the AFC.
Yeah, I think Dak been getting a lot of hate, a lot of unnecessary hate because his team not really winning as much as it should be. I mean, 5-2 though.
That's the next thing. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. They're at the top of the
5-2.
NFC.
Bro,
But yeah, if you could look at the AFC standings for me, see who's a threat to the Chiefs over there, because I know Baltimore is, but I feel like I'm missing someone.
the AFC,
Yeah, AFC. But
Dolphins, Jaguars, Ravens.
there you go, Dolphins. Yeah,
Bills.
Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens. I like those three in the AFC. But yeah, thank you for bringing us to the Cowboys. I wanted to talk about that Rams-Cowboys game. So people hate on Dak, and I think it's because they have this expectation, and I feel like people, unrightfully so, put too much pressure on him.
Definitely.
Right? Because, I think it's a shared thing because we look at CeeDee Lamb, when he's catching a large amount of balls, when Dak targets him, good things happen. He had a $160 last game, two touchdowns. So, I think Dak just needs to trust his main man more, build a little bit more of a relationship with CD because CD's really good and Dak's really good,
Definitely.
So I know that there's absolutely nothing to worry about on the defensive side. I think that defense is just a star-studded defense, and this is without Trayvon Diggs even being in the lineup since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really like the Cowboys. And yeah, Dak and CD definitely like those two, and hope they can get this masterful connection, kind of in a style that Tyreek and Tua have, or that Hurts and Brown have. If they can get anywhere along that line, that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, they just gotta perform in the playoffs. Simple.
Playoffs?
Every time, and that's always where they mess up at in the playoffs. The Cowboys.
Yeah, and it's always the 49ers or Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. And you already know who's gonna get blamed for it every time. Dak Prescott.
Nah, so that is a sticky situation for Dak. I feel like it's kind of like Kirk. Past couple years when they were playing the Vikings, Dak wasn't available. He was hurt, and people were like, "Oh man, like there's none that can happen." Dak's the main guy. The Cowboys end up whooping the Vikings those 2 times that Dak wasn't playing. But I still think that it's one of those things where when they do see him go down, they're like, okay, well, our season's kind of screwed. Nothing we can do. But when he's healthy and playing, they're like, okay, wish we had someone else.
Would you put Dak Prescott in top 10 quarterbacks in the league?
Well, let's see. Let's sound them out. So we have Patrick Mahomes. We have Tua Tagovailoa. We have Jalen Hurts.
There's some good QBs in the league, bro.
We have Joe Burrow. We have Lamar Jackson. We have Kirk Cousins and Trevor Lawrence. Did I say Josh Allen yet?
I think so. You want to say Joe Burrow. I know you want to say Joe Burrow.
I did say Joe Burrow.
You said Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I think I said Joe Burrow, but I didn't say Josh Allen. So yeah, I think he is a top 10 quarterback.
I seen some people putting Justin Herbert over him.
Oh, I didn't mention Justin. Yeah, I think that Justin Herbert's in the top 10 as well. I think that rounds up my top 10.
So Dak is in there?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd be 9, 10, or just outside of the list. I'd be blanking sometimes.
I saw some people that was like out. I saw a guy say that he'll put Dak in his top 10. I wouldn't argue with that, I wouldn't give it a definite yes, but I saw some people who was like outraged by him saying that.
All right, then let's do a quick round of would you rather Dak Prescott edition. All right, I got you. With Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins? I'm not starting simple, but
Oh man, they both like. I might have to go with Kirk Cousins, bro, just because off of playoffs.
okay, playoff success.
Yeah, playoff success. I had to go with Kirk.
Dak Prescott or Matthew Stafford.
I now I'm starting to regret it, bro. Cause I'm just thinking about his performance in when it matters. Like that's what I'm thinking about now. It's like, can you really put anybody over him if he's not?
Kirk hasn't been to an NFC Championship.
True.
I mean, neither has Dak, but you know
Yeah.
they have similar playoff success, I would say.
Yeah. I don't know then. I would probably want to go with
it's
neither one of them.
Tough. It's tough
It
to
is
play a
tough.
would you rather
It
Dak
is
edition.
hard.
He's probably
It's
the
hard.
hardest quarterback in the NFL to play a would you rather
Now
edition.
I see why he was so outraged when you really think about it.
There you go. All right, well that finishes that Cowboys discussion.
Yeah.
Anyone else in the NFL? I like that the Panthers got their first win. Just because Adam Thielen's a dog and he's from around here.
Yeah.
So
Respect.
yeah, but apart from that, I think I'm pretty much done covering NFL.
Facts. What we got
Okay.
coming up? What we got coming up this weekend that you wanna see? Oh, we got Dolphins Chiefs this weekend.
We do have Dolphins Chiefs this weekend.
That's gonna be a
I
good
believe
one.
that's the Germany game, so that's the morning game.
Germany?
Yeah,
Okay.
check out what time it's on.
They say 7:15. Oh no, wrong one. My fault. 9:30 a.m. Yeah.
Yep, that's gotta be a Germany game.
November
Okay,
5th.
so that's kind of nice that they're showing them some of the best football you can show them out there.
All right.
Because I think that could definitely. I mean, I wouldn't want all the best matchups to be played internationally, but I think
Yeah.
it's kind of nice that, you know, you're showing them
Ooh.
some of the best guys that we got, and it's gonna kind of in a similar way that the World Cup piques the interest of us Americans.
Yep.
You know, having that big of a performance happen in front of them, I think that could pique European interest if they have more high quality matchups happen over there.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that game, and then Eagles and Cowboys too. That should be a good one.
Okay, so who you have? Let's do our predictions before we start talking about NBA predictions for those two games.
Yeah.
Eagles, Cowboys. Who you got?
Historically, Eagles.
I'm going on what's happening on Sunday. Eagles.
Yeah.
I just
Eagles-
really like what AJ Brown's been doing with Jalen Hurts.
Eagles just seem so unstoppable right now. They're the only team that seems to be like you can
When they lose, it's a fluke, basically.
Yeah, when they lose,
Okay.
it's a fluke. So like
Right.
they just seem like the front runners for championship right now. I'm gonna go with Eagles. I hope it's a good game though. I really hope I want to see a good game. The Dolphins and Chiefs. The Chiefs are kind of like iffy right now, so they need a bounce back win. But the Dolphins are on a roll right now.
Yeah, and I mean, as we mentioned earlier, this is, you know, number one seed in the AFC is gonna kind of help define the picture for the playoffs or getting into the second half of the season. Yeah, it could be a toss up, but
I'm gonna go with Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins are gonna win on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, and hopefully we get to see these two teams again in the playoffs
Yeah.
because
That'd be good.
those
That'd
are the
be-
matchups we like to see.
Even better.
Similarly to when Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes meet in the playoffs and in the regular season, you know, it's like whoever won the regular season matchup always like comes in a little hot.
Mhm.
Players saying shit on Twitter and trash talking. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that kind of stuff, especially since Tyreek Hill used to be on the Chiefs. NBA wise, I've been watching a lot of stuff that I like, honestly.
Mhm.
I like the Kings. I know that they lost to the Warriors. I know that they're not the most glamorous team in the West, but I like them. They beat the Lakers the other night.
In OT, right?
What's that?
In OT, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they beat them in OT. Malik Monk had a clutch shot at the end. Yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox. I like the way he plays. He's, not everyone can play like him because not everyone has that speed. So
Yeah,
he definitely has that in his back pocket.
he's different. He went crazy against the Lakers. Actually, he had 37, 14 for 24. He had a good
14 for
game.
20. Okay.
4 rebounds, 8 assists. Yeah, that was a pretty good game for him.
There you go. I was going to talk about someone else that I'm pretty happy about their offensive performance. And I know it took an overtime to get there, but 30 points by Anthony Davis.
Expect it.
Yeah, it's what you want to see from him. But the thing
Especially
is, we've also grown to expect the downfalls, the ups, the downs that come with the ups and downs. And so, yeah, to see that we're getting more up than down, that's exactly what us as fans want from Anthony Davis.
Yeah, AD. I mean, that's for me personally. That's expected from him every night, and then especially against Sabonis. You know, Sabonis.
Yeah, he's not a defensive stud, but he is a stud.
He's not the greatest defender. Yeah, but I like Sabonis. He's on my fantasy team. I feel like he can be a triple-double threat every night. But I feel like
I think he's going to be an all-star for
yeah, he's
the next few years. I mean, him and De'Aaron Fox. I think that's a good duo.
He's a great rebounder.
Great
he's
passer,
a very,
too.
very good passer. Very, very underrated scorer. I think he can score on all 3 levels. He can score middies. He can put his back to the basket. He can give you a little jump hook. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. He's really good. They got to, like you said, he's a stud. Harrison Barnes. I feel like Harrison Barnes is gonna be a big part. He has to be good for them to be like real successful. You see how close they were to getting last year. I mean, not that close, but they made it to the playoffs. But you run into the Warriors.
If you're going up against the Warriors and the Lakers, these teams that have that playoff experience, it's a little bit harder for sure.
And you still gave them a run for their money.
Yep, they gave them a run for their money, and it was their first time there.
Literally.
So, you don't expect too much from a team's first run in the playoffs. That's why it's so impressive. Warriors back in 2015, first time going to a deep playoff run like that, and yeah, that's what started that dynasty. So, it takes time, baby steps, and yeah, they definitely are babies. They're definitely one of the younger teams in the NBA. So, yeah, I'm expecting some good stuff from the Kings from what I've seen just early in this season. Something else I want to talk about, the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama and those guys. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Wemby, and I like the way I see opponents kind of glitch out, right? So, like, you have a guy where you know how when you watch enough basketball, there's a move, and when someone does that move, this is the way they go. That's what they do, right? And so I'll see a guy grab the ball, rip through to their right hand, start dribbling, and right as they start dribbling, Wemby's there, but he's like 6-7 feet away. But with that wingspan, that can turn to 2 feet away real quick.
Yeah.
And so they switch to their left, and now the guy that's on the other side just got a steal because they were, they glitched in their system. They didn't just go through with the motion they always did because they know that if they did do that, Wemby might get the ball on that side. So, yeah, I really like the way he affects the whole game defensively. And, yeah, I think that, as I said earlier in a previous episode, only thing that can stop this man is foul trouble. If he, just relies on what I just said, the fact that he's going to be affecting the game without even touching the ball on defense, and just get the blocks when you can get the blocks. But if he doesn't force it and doesn't get unnecessary fouls, trying to reach in, trying to get those, that 5th, 6th block, dude, you're going to get 3-4 blocks a game.
Yeah.
And If he can do that, he's already gonna be a defensive player of the year candidate, and that's no question about it.
I gotta agree to disagree though, cause like I feel you on the defense part. He gonna affect the game that way, but I just think he just ain't had a good elbow in his chest yet. Somebody gonna have to put an elbow in his chest, lay him up, give him a good lay real quick, and then he gonna learn his lesson. He's gonna get in foul trouble all the time. That's gonna happen. But also, what I think is gonna hurt him is turnovers. He makes a lot of bad decisions. If you watch the games, he makes a lot of bad decisions. He moves kind of fast at times, like
Too fast for his own good.
yeah, like he likes to play fast pace, and it's like when you're that big, you have to stop and process the game, bro. You can't just be moving like that, cause then your footwork not gonna match up with what's up here, and that's what's happening with him. And you're not playing against French players no more. You're playing against 400 of the best players in the world.
Right.
So he gotta adjust. Sometimes he gotta just slow down and let the game come to him.
Yeah, that's what I like about this regular season of the Spurs versus the preseason. Preseason, they were, every now and then they would just give it to Wemby to straight from the out of bounds after a made basket, and he would bring the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing a lot of that as the regular season started.
Yeah.
And that's good. He's 7'4". You don't want him. You want him somewhere else than bringing the ball up. Yeah, just because of his size.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. I have a controversial take. I was telling you this on the way here. I have a controversial take. I've been watching this dude play for the Clippers this year, and he made a couple plays, and I was like, yo, like I swear he does that every year. And then
I think I know who you're talking
about. And then I saw a video on TikTok where someone noticed the exact same thing as me, and it's Mason Plumlee. And so here's my controversial take, right? I feel like he's one of those guys where if you were a non-basketball fan, where I could say the word LeBron James and you don't know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're that guy and you just go on YouTube and type in Mason Plumlee highlights,
he's a highlight reel.
You would think that man is Jesus himself reincarnated.
Yeah,
he will pass the ball like Magic Johnson at 7'2", right? He'll be going up for a dunk and a big hits him, and he's like, oh, it's cool. I just got this over-the-shoulder pass to my point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He has these few plays where he'll be like, oh, yeah, I got the ball on the block. Jab step. When you ever seen a big man do a jab step? But he'll do it, and so that big man is like, okay, he's going to the rim. Oh, nope, I just fell.
I've seen him do that too a couple times. Jab step, spin move, 1-2, sky hook. Like he's pretty good, yeah.
Right, and so I don't know how knowledgeable you are in soccer, but there's this guy who plays soccer who's kind of like that. His name's Olivier Giroud. That guy, same thing. If you go on YouTube tonight and you type in Olivier Giroud, best goals. Mm-hmm. You would think like, yo, why is this guy like? Why don't people know him better than Messi and Ronaldo? Because he scores some crazy stuff. But as we know in the NBA, it's not all about highlights. So he'll never be regarded as in the same way that Jokic is or Embiid is. But I think he's an underrated hustle guy who's gonna do things that not many people see coming from someone of that size. So that's my controversial take of the day. Mason Plumlee, demigod.
Mason Plumlee, all right. I can feel that. He's that was interesting.
You're gonna have to pull up the highlights when you get home. I'm already knowing, bro, because I can feel the hesitance in your voice that you're like, okay.
He's like I've seen flashes. Like I'm a fan of basketball, bro. I watch everybody, so I know. But recently, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know he was still in the league, bro.
Yeah, he's playing for the Clippers. He's Zubac's backup on the. Yeah. He's his backup center on the Clippers. Speaking of Clippers, two things I want to touch on with them. James Harden getting added to the lineup.
Yeah, bro.
How do you think that's? Because that ties into the second thing. How do you think he's going to fit into the lineup? Because over the course of the beginning of the season, I've really liked Bones Highland. But he's another guard, so you can't have Westbrook, Harden, Bones Highland, all three at a guard because, you don't got room for Kawhi and Paul George.
Somebody's losing some minutes, bro. Somebody's going to lose some minutes. I don't know, but you don't get James Harden and not give him minutes. You don't.
Right, so he's going to be starting for the Clippers.
Yeah, you don't get James Harden and not take away Bones Highland minutes. That's just not happening. You know that.
Yeah, and so my next question is also, how does PJ Tucker, who also came with James Harden over from Philadelphia, how does he fit into that line?
He's gonna play a lot of 4, bro. You see, he was playing 5 in Philly.
He was playing a lot of 5 in Philly, and even in Houston back in the day, where he was with Harden as well. Yeah. And they were facing the Warriors in the playoffs every year. Him and Draymond Green, the two shortest centers ever used in the playoffs.
Yeah, back when they missed 27 straight threes. Remember that? The Rockets, they missed like 27 straight threes. Yeah, that's crazy.
That sounds familiar now that you say it. Wow. 2000, I think that's when Harden won the MVP, 2018.
I think so. Yeah.
Which is weird because they had a team that was tailored around shooting three-pointers.
Literally.
So, yeah.
I think Harden is most likely going to be. I think Westbrook should come off the bench and probably play a lot of. He'll play a lot of 1 with Bones at 2 off the bench.
And so you want Harden bringing the ball up for the Clippers?
Yeah, I want Harden, PG, Kawhi. Unless they're gonna put the only way that works is if they play Kawhi at 4. If you think Kawhi work at 4.
Well, the Clippers really like having those big screen setters. I think that's why they like having Zubac and Plumlee as their centers.
How tall is Kawhi?
Kawhi's 6'7", 6'8",
6'7", and PG is 6'10", so he could play 4 too, if he wanted to. He's a good defender.
He's a great defender, yeah. But on the offensive side, he likes playing the 2 low key. He likes playing the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, so I guess that's mismatch. That's mismatches all day for the defense, though.
Right,
if you play
that's true.
If you know how to play small ball.
Yeah, you gotta have a team that can defend pretty much anything, because James Harden can go inside and he can also hit you with that crossover step back on the outside. And
Zubac is
similarly
a lob threat.
with Paul George. Zubac what?
Zubac is a lob threat, and
Zubac is a lob threat.
I think Harden and Westbrook are gonna with him in a pick and roll is pretty good. I like that. It's gonna be similar to how Harden was with Capella, or how similar to how
or Westbrook with Steven Adams.
Westbrook with Steven Adams.
That's why I like these both. I think both of those guys have led the league in assists before.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about Westbrook, but I know for sure Harden led it last year.
Your boy gonna be part of that too a little bit. Plumlee, he gonna be part of that little pick and roll connection too.
Yeah, he's not quite that athletic, but he's a great.
He's athletic, bro. He was in the dunk contest.
Mason Plumlee was in the dunk contest?
He was in the dunk contest, bro. He's athletic.
Damn. Yeah, but hold up. What year, what season
probably
is he in?
Bro, I don't know, but he was in the dunk contest 4 or 5 years ago, bro. He was definitely in the dunk contest.
Damn. Sorry, Mason Plumlee. Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want Harden bringing up the ball for the Clippers. Okay, I'm just trying to picture. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind there being Russell Westbrook and James Harden both in the starting lineup, and then Kawhi and PG, and then you can have either a small ball lineup with Tucker. You can have a regular lineup with Zubac or something like that. And, having 2 incredible passers like that, you can have Zubac not even catch a single lob the whole game, just set screens.
In my opinion, if you start Harden and Westbrook, I put Westbrook at point guard because I'm not gonna say he can't shoot, but would you rather have him spotting up or Harden?
Right. I'd rather. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You feel me? Exactly. So Harden, Westbrook is a good finisher.
I just think pace wise, Harden, because Westbrook, you know his pace.
Very fast.
Not many people can match Westbrook's pace, especially not for 82 games, and especially not injury prone players. That's why it would, you know, you have Harden there, a little bit more slow to it, a little bit more take your time, see what's happening on the court, dish the pass, you know, because he's used to playing with Embiid. Embiid has to go from trying to block Giannis, and then he has to walk his 280-pound ass all the way to the other side of the court. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's used to kind of waiting, letting the offense get set and all that stuff, which I think is where they're going to excel with Ty Lue, you know, planning stuff for Kawhi, planning stuff for Paul George, because he's used to that size and that type of player. He used to draw up plays for LeBron James.
Yeah.
So, like, he knows what he's doing over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, no matter who he has bringing the ball up, I think they're going to be just fine.
Word. Go
Any
Clips.
other teams in the NBA?
Go Clippers. The Celtics been
Clippers.
flying under the radar, and they're 3-0. Nobody really been talking about them.
Celtics look dangerous, bro, with Porzingis affecting stuff on the defense, affecting shots. On the offense, too, low-key, is that, like, third guy. And it's always good to have a third guy, because even if your third guy doesn't come through or doesn't take a lot of shots, well, that's typically because your number one and your number two guy went off, which is what happened
last night.
Was that last night against the Wizards or 2 nights ago?
Last night, JB had 36. Or 2 nights ago, JB had 36. Tatum had 33. Porzingis had 15.
Yeah, so if your duo is scoring 70 points,
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're on the right track. So, having that added defense of Porzingis and Jrue Holiday,
man, Porzingis
is just perfect for that squad.
Porzingis is very underrated defender, in my opinion. He don't get that. He don't get enough respect for his defense. He can block a lot of shots, and he's very good. He's very good guarding smaller guys on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think. Yeah, Porzingis. The Celtics are like the Suns, in my opinion. They got 3 guys who can give you 40, bro. They got 3 guys who can give you 40.
40 for
Porzingis.
Tatum,
yeah,
I mean
Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
People
forget about Porzingis, bro.
Yeah, but I'm thinking back to New York Knicks Porzingis. You know, the unicorn. That's what we used to call him. We had literally never seen that kind of skill set out of that size.
Bro, he's still that. That's still Porzingis.
That's crazy. So how many, now I'm just curious, how many years ago was this, and how many years ago did Victor Wembanyama start playing basketball?
Bro, who knows, bro?
Do you think he saw Porzingis and was like, yo, I can dribble?
I'm dead. I don't know. I seen pictures of him wearing like Spurs jerseys when he was a kid. So,
okay, that makes sense. Because with Tony Parker, you know Tony Parker's a god over in France.
Yeah, he's French, right?
But beyond that, like, so growing up in France, when the 2K comes out every single year, what's the special thing about getting the new 2K? You don't care about the graphics. You get a new player on the cover of 2K. France didn't give a flying fuck about that. They was like, nah, we got our boy TP9. We're good. We're going to put him on the cover of every single 2K from like 2004 to like 2015, bro. It was like until he went back to Charlotte, I swear, bro. It was Tony Parker on the cover of every single 2K if you were buying it in France,
bro,
with the French edition.
Was it a different picture every time? Like a different picture every time?
Yeah. It's not like they
bro,
it's not like they still had young
funny.
TP with hair or anything, but
nah, that's funny.
Yeah. There was even one where it was a special edition where it was like one of the years where there was the Olympics, and so he's wearing his Olympic jersey, but that's all we got for like 10 years straight. We got just straight Tony Parker as the cover of 2K in France. So yeah, I mean it makes sense that he'd be a Tony Parker and Spurs fan because he was really a god over there.
Yo, the Mavericks are 3-0.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I mean, Luka Magic, every game it looks like.
It just feels like they be losing, though. Because every time I check scores, they always losing.
Yeah, but you gotta wait till the end with Luka.
Bro, he pissed me off.
You know what you
just?
just? That's as if 3 years ago you came up to me and said, "Bro, I don't understand. I'll be watching these Chiefs games, and they're down 10 points in the playoffs, and then I just turn it off."
Yeah, they up 20. They won by 20. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Luka. I'm getting tired of Luka. And Kyrie been hurt too. Kyrie been sitting out, load managing.
Yep, we don't even have the full lineup yet. Like
Bro, what's good with this load managing? It's been too many stars sitting out, pissing me off.
Yeah, I don't even know. Because obviously they added the new rule where I think the team. I don't even think the player, right? Because it's not the player's decision technically. In the eyes of the NBA, when that happens, that's the team's decision, right? And so they find the teams, I believe. So here's my little conspiracy theory. These teams have seen that this is going to happen, and so they either right away or go up to the players or go up to them later and say, hey, with this contract that you have upcoming, we're going to give you a little bit more, like a few million more. But it's because we know you're prone to injury, so we want you to load manage. But here's the thing. Every single time that we get fined, I want you to pay the fine. You know what I'm saying? Like that would literally because like that everybody wins. Worst comes to worst, they don't loan manage as much as they needed to because they were feeling healthy that season, and they get to keep all of that bonus money, right? Because that's bonus money. Either you keep this much of it or you keep this much of it, but regardless, they're gonna give you a little extra that they get to skim off the top and use for these fines.
Word. I don't know. That's they're robbers.
Because money gotta, if I'd rather my money, come from this guy. I already paid him. It's a fixed amount rather than I don't know how many games he's gonna miss this year. I might get fined millions and millions because I'm pretty sure it doubles every time. Like you start at 250,000, then 500,000, then 1 million. I don't think you realize that you do that 10 times, bro. You're in the multi-million territory.
They robbing these players, bro.
And they're not robbing the players. They robbing us. I told you how devastated I was when Kobe couldn't play that one game that I went to go see. Only reason why I wasn't damn near crying is because I got the news through ESPN weeks prior. He was hurt. I would have been real pissed if I was like, I'm seeing Kobe tonight. I get to the arena. Where the fuck is Kobe? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what the fans don't want. Long story short.
Why it can't be up to the players though? Because I'm sure I don't think the players be wanting to sit out.
I think it is up to the players. Just in the eyes of the NBA, I don't know. It's up to the players, but the teams who tells the NBA, hey, they're not playing tonight. So, but I've never seen on a score sheet did not play player's decision.
Always
it's always coach's decision.
Yeah, that's trash.
So yeah, I don't know what quite's happening there with Kyrie Irving, but that if they're 3-0 right now without Kyrie,
I think he gonna mess it up when he come back.
How defensively?
That and he's gonna take the ball out of Luka's hands. It has to
but
be
the chances of Kyrie getting a score are almost equal to Luka, no?
Yeah, but I feel like Luka has more effect on the game than him. Regardless, he got more impact. Kyrie just don't really fit in that system because their whole system is literally built around Luka. It's like high school. It's like that episode of Fresh Prince when they was in practice and the coach was drawing up plays and he just kept telling them, all right, you do this, and then what do you do? And every time he asked the player what you do, they said, give it to Will. It's like that. Give it to Will. Hey, exactly. What do you do next? Give it to Will. Give it to Luka.
Nah, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be tough because, like, if I were Luka Doncic and I see that they bring a ball dominant guard into the team and also perennial all-star ball dominant guard, I'd be kind of, like, what's going on?
Y'all just had Jalen Brunson.
Right? Yeah, like, what's really going on? I would much rather they get, like, I don't even know who was available this past. Oh, well, I guess there was trades going on. So, like, a DeAndre Ayton. If they had gone up to the Suns and been like, yo, we want Ayton, like, I totally understand them trying to go for that. But instead, they went for a ball-dominant guard. Like, you should be looking for big men or wings, like people that Luka can give the ball to, and then, they do something right away or give it back.
I don't think Luka will ever be able to play with other stars.
Yeah, but so what are the options then? It's either you play with stars and because
he gonna have to do some LeBron type things. He gonna have to get just like.
Yeah, but LeBron has
best.
never won without a star though. No one's won without a star really solo dolo except for the Detroit Pistons.
He's got there with the star. He won it without a star. When Kyrie and Kevin Love went down, he beat the Warriors that one time.
No, he didn't.
He did it.
They were both healthy the year that he won it.
For real?
Yeah, the year he didn't win it in 2015. I remember I was watching this game. Kevin Love goes up for a rebound, comes down, immediately grabs his shoulder. Kelly Olynyk and him got tangled up and dislocated his shoulder. So he's out. That's what, the conference semifinals or conference finals, something like that. Next thing you know, Kyrie's down in the finals, and he gets hurt game one, I believe. Like fourth quarter of game one or something like that. And so, yeah, that was after that it was over. There's just nothing LeBron could do. And then it was the next year. Yeah, Kevin Love literally in the last minute was running around trying to make sure Steph Curry didn't make a last-second three.
I remember that.
Chasing him all over the court, Chasing him all over the court.
Like a lost dog.
Every single time there was a screen or something like that, he'd be like, switch. And they'd be like, nah, bro, I don't got it. They'd be like, fuck. Gotta go get Curry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess we haven't talked about the Warriors yet. Do you want to... Anything you want to know about the Warriors? Because, I mean, Steph Curry has been cooking.
Exactly. Like, you
but I'm not impressed by the team overall.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it's nothing really to talk about. If you go and talk about the Warriors, you might as well just call them the Golden State Stephen Currys.
The Golden Currys. Okay.
Without them, without Curry, there's not much going on over there. It's been disappointing. But they're winning.
It's hard to disagree with that.
They're winning.
He's that guy. He's honestly, it feels like it feels like they're in a situation kind of like LeBron and Kyrie was, or like LeBron and his Cleveland team was after Kyrie left, where it's like you have one phenomenal guy, other good people, but you just can't get there because
they're not performing.
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
Is it the coach?
I think the Warriors can definitely,
How much longer you think Steve Kerr got as the coach there?
I think if he gets his hand on the right players, if the GM makes the right trades, I think he could be a Popovich, bro.
Yeah,
like
you
quite
think
literally.
Be there for a while?
I think he could literally get on that team, stay there like
Forever.
a Spo style.
Yep.
Bro, like
I was thinking the same thing.
Eric Spoelstra style. Yeah,
but it's crazy though because Warriors fans really, really, really dislike that man. They really
Kerr?
dislike Steve Kerr. Yeah.
Why?
He's a terrible coach. They believe that's from the mouths of many Warriors fans. He's a terrible coach.
Do you think these Warriors fans are kind of stuck in a Brady Belichick syndrome, where it's like, or Brady Belichick scenario where these fans are like, yo, how much should we really attribute to this man's coaching, and how much should we attribute to, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant being absolute dogs?
Right, you gotta give them some credit sometimes, but I mean, people don't listen because it's KD, but people have been saying for years that those rings was won because of KD.
Yeah.
But nobody want to admit it. Like, nah, just because it's KD, because he went to the team. And they're like, no, Curry carried you. And you couldn't have did this without Curry because of Curry this and Curry gravity and this and that. And it's like, bro, they won those finals because of KD.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, bro. I could have coached the Warriors those 2 years, and I think they would have won the finals.
Bro,
But-
the Towel Boy could have coached that team and they would have won.
Okay, so if you were to take those 2 Kevin Durant years out of the equation, do you think it's...
They could have still won, but it wouldn't have been as easy as it was. Then one of those years they swept through the whole playoffs, I think, except for the finals. They swept through the whole playoffs, and then they met LeBron, and LeBron and them was like 16-1 through the playoffs. Like, it was crazy.
And then they, 4-1?
I think so.
4-1
4-1 Cleveland.
Yeah.
KD, Finals MVP. Went stupid.
Sounds about right.
Went insane.
But yeah, nah, you were right about KD on the Suns though. KD on the Suns, if he scores a lot,
MVP.
they can win. I mean, unfortunately they lost to the Spurs, but
That was horrible.
yeah.
When KD has the free reign to do whatever he wants, and he's scoring well and he's making great decisions and he's passing the ball and playmaking and he's making the right plays, and he's the best player in the league, no doubt. I don't care what nobody say. That man is unstoppable on offense.
The offensive end. Absolutely.
And if you send him double teams and he makes the right pass and his teammates are hot, he has good teammates that's capable of hitting shots. So just let that man cook, bro. And then his defense goes so under the radar. He's like the most underrated paint presence in the league, in my opinion, bro. That man can block shots.
His first year with the Warriors, he was in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
Him and
so
Draymond
it's
down
really what's it called? Like, it's all about what he wants to do. It's his will. It's strictly will.
Bro.
If he wants to score 35, he can do that. But if he wants to score 22
and block some shots and
block
get
2
some
shots, get a steal,
8 assists and get 15 rebounds with it, he can do that. He
Absolutely.
can do that, bro. Like, people don't understand that KD is not. He's number one. He's 35. He's not capable of giving you 40 minutes a night and giving you elite defense and then coming back on the other side and putting 40 on your best defender in the league. Like, it's not
which
happening.
will be guarding him
Every time. And then they're throwing double teams at him every which way.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's very easy
bro.
for them to play these Suns teams
Bro,
without Book and Beal. That's for sure.
People be so mad at KD for like team hopping and don't even see, like, KD is like the most. You can put KD literally on any of the 30 teams in the NBA and he fits perfectly. You can't do that with LeBron.
What you mean you can't do that with what would you do?
Bro, you
We're
cannot.
talking about Kevin Durant, and you just had to come throw shade at a whole different player that wasn't even in the conversation.
LeBron, I don't hate LeBron. I'm saying you just can't do that with LeBron. You can't put LeBron on any 30 team and any of the 30 teams in the NBA, and he just works. You feel me? You can do that with KD.
You put LeBron on any of the 30 teams in the NBA, they're going to the conference finals.
No.
Bro, you literally put him on.
No.
You put him. Name 3 players from a 2007. There you go. 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers not named LeBron James.
Can't. Probably like what, Ilgauskas maybe?
He was on that team. There you go.
Ilgauskas?
Yeah, he was.
Ilgauskas. Was Mo Williams on that team?
In 07? Might have been.
That's hard, bro. I can't. I think those are the only 2 I can remember for real.
He went to the finals and faced the Spurs.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, Tony Parker dribbled circles around them.
He got beat on.
Yeah, Tony Parker, Finals MVP. Shout out. Keep coming back to that French man. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, man, we gonna have to argue about this some other time. That's crazy. You just had to just say LeBron. Okay. We gonna get back to that one. But thank you guys for tuning in. This was the 3rd episode of Balls Out Sports Podcast, and we'll catch you guys soon. Peace out.